The unofficial fourth game, but the official third game, was against a guy named Theron. Don't know if he has a YouTube channel, but he's a nice guy. I don't really know him too well, but he was in the tournament, and I made it my goal to try and play everybody, because the round robin was kind of weird in the way that, because we were under time constraints. If games were unfinished, then they were just unfinished. Anyway, he's got an Uxie against Blaziken. I know those things can pack Psychic, but I'm expecting Flare Blitz to at least 2 at KO because this is an adamant Blaziken after all. But I don't even come close. That didn't do nearly as much as I thought. And now I'm afraid of getting T-Waved. I'm afraid of U-Turn coming into play. But I gotta switch out. Go to Sizer with a threat of U-Turn pretty obvious of my own. And he sets up Trick Room, which I was immensely afraid of because I'm not sure if that thing can pack Fire Blast. I'm not sure who would even be faster in that case. So I was a little bit hesitant staying in for U-Turn, but I figured it would probably be safe. Because I know his Elf gets Flamethrower, Fire Blast, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I wreck Wailord on the switch in. It takes over half from Banded U-Turn, and now I'm not afraid of this thing going for Water Spout anymore, but I am, however, afraid of it exploding at this point. It's not explosion, it's self-destruct, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And I kind of I expected it to be faster than it too, so there wasn't really a whole lot I could have done. I went for T-Wave on the off chance I get Para full Para, and then maybe he'll be faster than me because Trick Room's up, and then I'll be able to slack off on his explosion. Doesn't happen like that, but I'm happy that I took the shot at least. Ice Beam and Surf weren't going to kill that thing, so there wasn't a lot I could do. In comes Sizer, and although I'm faster, I don't pack Flamethrower, so I'm going to go to Blaziken now, just in case he's the SD variant. U-Turn would hurt, but it's a ×4 resist, so it wouldn't hurt too bad. And I know it can take a Bullet Punch, even at +2, it's going to hurt like hell, and I'm going to die to Flare Blitz recoil, but I got to get that Sizer out of there. So that's what happens. He knocks me into Blaze, not that it matters, and it's going to be a double down because recoil is going to take me down. And I'm not sure what he's going to go into. I don't know if he wants to go back into Uxie, and I think that's the only thing that I've seen at this point that's not already dead. He does have an OU still kicking around, I think, so I gotta beware. He does go right back into Uxie as I go right back into Sizer because that's the only thing that I really could have done about it. And it gives me a free U-turn, gives me initiative on whatever he's got, and it's a Machamp. Espeon is obviously going to be really good against this thing if Trick Room is down. I'm not sure at this point. I might have missed the message, but I feel like it's been enough turns. I get a crit on Machamp, which actually really helps, but because I just go to Espeon and because he just stays in, I don't think it mattered too much. He's got a Flame Orb, so he's a Guts Machamp, so I know Bullet Punch is going to come in, and I know it's going to hurt, but I also know that even with Espeon's piddly defenses, it's not going to hurt bad enough, and that thing's going to be dead. Maybe if I hadn't gotten that crit, he might not have been as motivated to stay in. He might have been happier to try and to save it, but I don't know. That's not what happened. In comes Rhyperior, and I know I'm faster than that thing. Excuse me. I don't want it to set up an SD. I don't want it to set up a Rock Polish. So I've just got to try and kill the thing, which I very nearly did. I came very close, but I just missed out, and he does get up a Rock Polish, which if he was at full HP, that would be scary, but because I do have Sizer with Bullet Punch still, it's not going to be a huge deal. I'm just going to sacrifice Espeon, let it die, and never want to say goodbye. But Sizer's going to be able to come in. I could honestly probably... Well, never mind. I was going to say I could probably U-turn, but I'm still not sure if Rock Resist Bug or not, and I'm still not sure if an Earthquake would one-shot me because it is Stab and because Rhyperior is a beast. So Bullet Punch was the only move to go for. He's still got Uxie, however, so I need to save Sizer until I can land a U-turn on it. I don't want it to set up Trick Room. I don't want it to really do anything. I want it to just die a slow, painful death. So I'm going to get a Toxic over there if I can. He does set up Trick Room, which means his last dude's probably a slow sweeper type, or it's at least a slow Pokemon of some sort. Otherwise he wouldn't set it up, would he? I go for Toxic. That thing is Levitate, not Sink, so that's not going to be a huge deal. But now that Uxie's on a clock, no matter what happens, Blissey can stall it out at this point, and there's not a lot he can do. His last winds up being Ampharos, so there's really nothing he can do. And I've still got a 6-0 going. No, I don't. Blaziken died. But I've got a 5-0 going, I think. Espeon's dead. I have a 4-0 going, and score matters in this tournament, so I unfortunately have to stall out Ampharos and Uxie, but I think I eventually man up and switch out to Sizer and wind up U-turning and killing and stuff and getting it over faster, but that's going to be the end of the game. It's going to be a narrower victory than I would have liked. If that Rhyperior got going, it could have been scary, but it didn't, so it wasn't. Anyway, good game, Theron. And I'm moving on up in the tournament. I think I'm 3-1 officially in the tournament. Full disclosure, though, I do have a game that I wasn't able to record. Cooper and I disconnected, and he beat me. I forget what it was. He beat me really badly, is the moral of the story. It might have been a 6-0. So that moves me to 3-2 in the tournament. And I think that's it. I think I'm just 3-2 in the tournament at this point. But unfortunately, just due to the nature of this being 4th gen, like I can't bring you every battle. Unfortunately, I had to disconnect. But yeah. I guess I'll see you in the next one.